Tonight, we take our memo to the roads as we speak to the careless, irresponsible, and even murderous road users. On a daily basis, our roads have illegally been converted into profiteering platforms for rogue police officers, racetracks by speed junkies who are high on senseless, and avenues for impunity at large at the expense of lives and wellness. Road carnage has brutally taken away lives, left families crushed, destroyed livelihoods, and dwarfed the quality of life for many. We issue this memo not necessarily because we have a bloody and fatal scene somewhere on our roads tonight, but because we do not have to wait for tragedy to strike so we can call out the wrongs that have carpeted our roads with blood, left them as heartbreaking reminders of how bad manners can destroy people and families, and the mangled remains of vehicles standing as traumatizing monuments of irresponsibility. As at the 5th of July, just past the year's halfway mark, Kenya had lost 2,318 people on the roads by government statistics. This is a drop from the same period last year, where the deaths reported by the National Transport and Safety Authority were fewer by 50. The decline in deaths is very welcome. That notwithstanding, losing more than 2,000 people to road carnage in 6 months is just too much. Too much when we could have avoided many, if not majority of these, if we just had the sensibilities to drive when sober, observe lane discipline, be patient enough to wait before overtaking, disciplined enough to use footbridges where they're available. We would have many people still alive. Others would not be in the beds they lie in their crippled state, but busy making ends meet and improving lives, primarily those of their now disadvantaged dependents. And this really meant to be classified as accidents, and they, in some cases, the morbid outcome of carelessness, indiscipline, and outright immaturity on the roads. When you speed, negotiate corners at high speeds, bully drivers and other road users off their rightful lanes, then crash. Is that really an accident by definition? Some vehicle owners or operators will compromise safety to cut costs. They ignore the need for seat belts, delay servicing and replacement of vehicle parts. So what their actions are inadvertently saying is, let's save money, not lives. When that woman is suddenly widowed and her children is left fatherless, will you say you are just beating the traffic, rushing to get to the next stage before the other matatu, or ignoring the rules because you know people or are employees of powerful people? When a parent loses their children on the roads, can you imagine standing at their funeral and explaining that it's part of the road trip culture and, quote, that adrenaline was just too good to move any slower, or, quote, you guy, my guy, that plan is calling, let's hit the pedal to the metal. We have car owner groups whose members are sometimes more driven by excitement than caution and sensibility. Flooring the speedometer is more of their agenda, but it ends in flooring people eternally. Mr. Officer, Madam Askari, how does that squeezed note in your pocket feel when you register details of deaths you facilitated? How does it feel to withdraw the bribes from that mobile money agent after the people who bribed you killed and maimed people after you waved them on or are dead themselves? How do you feel when you have your own children alive and well, gleefully playing with toys bought using blood money, yet another person's children are no more? Again, on account of that blood money. Stop the vampire attitudes. Living off people's blood is unacceptable. Wananchi, why do we complain that we are not seeing development, yet we will ignore the footbridge and cross the roads just below it? Is it too tiring to stay safe? Reckless drivers, rogue boda operators, irresponsible pedestrians, compromised cops, inept and non-delivering government officials, and all you ilk. Let it not be lost on you or anyone that you form a death choir, one that plays the first key in the dirges sang at those funerals that come too soon. But many wananchi in that collective hypocrisy will print and pick up placards, unlock their phones and post harsh condemnation and even insults with hashtags to boot when corrupt leaders lived up to their inhumane definition of greedy and heartless. But aren't you just another version of them, only without the trappings of power, great budgets and funds to plunder, and armed with different platforms to destroy families? As you call for change at the top, may real change be at the top of our minds. You must be the change you want to see. We all must change to end the madness on the roads. We must stop the petty wins of rushing to tragedy, seeking to don badges of honor where no honor lies. Let's act right and not be another version of those we condemn. That is our memo tonight.